Now, Kyrie Irving kind of steps in the same bowl of hot water by tweeting out, started with just one tweet. He really hasn't said anything other than refusing to apologize until late last night. He just tweeted out a tweet that promoted this movie. What is it? Hebrews against Negroes, Hebrews. Okay, so I guess it's controversial. I haven't seen it. I know you tried to watch it, but that's all he did. And now all hell has rained down on him, and he has officially been suspended from the Nets, from the NBA unpaid for at least 5 games. So what they're saying is that he hasn't specifically apologized. And when he faced the press yesterday, he wasn't directly apologetic enough. Again, late last night, he did write down the words, "I apologize." It's getting very arm twisty. But here's what he said and didn't say that led to his 5-game suspension. Again, this is from yesterday at SOT 1.
Are you sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I take my responsibility.
Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your own morals?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin-around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
By the way, the name of the film was Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. So after that, he got punished. And then on Instagram late last night, he wrote the words, "I apologize," and went on from there. What do we make about all this?
This is absurd that I follow Kyrie Irving on Twitter and Instagram. The Hebrews to Negroes documentary, when he tweeted that out, I had no idea. Over Twitter, I follow 500-600 people. I can't, other than what I tweet, I can't keep up with anybody else and what they tweet. And if I had saw the tweet, I wouldn't know what he was talking about. And so it's the controversy and the pretending of offense that has driven attention to this documentary. And that's the only reason why I attempted to watch it. It's 3.5 hours. I watched about 75 minutes of it. The thing is awful in terms of quality. It's impossible to understand what's going on. It's not compelling. It's boring. I was forcing myself to watch it. I never, in the 75 minutes I saw, as much as I could follow, I couldn't find anything anti-Semitic in it. But most people haven't watched the documentary, won't watch the documentary. If they make the mistake of watching the documentary, they're going to be bored out of their mind and fall asleep. It's a harmless documentary. The controversy is, if there's anything causing harm, it's the controversy and the overreaction to a man putting out a tweet about a documentary that he's got 4 million followers. I can guarantee you 3.99 million of them either didn't see it or didn't know what he was tweeting about, and they certainly weren't going, "Oh, well, Kyrie tweeted out this documentary, I better go watch it." That's not how Twitter works. Everybody knows that there's a game being played to silence Kyrie Irving. And in my view, it's about his stance on vaccines and COVID. And he wouldn't play ball with the NBA and hop on board with Big Pharma as it relates to the vaccine. Big Pharma controls television. They're doing most advertising in television, and Big Pharma wants Kyrie Irving and everybody else to comply and obey and hop on board with whatever messaging they want to put out. And he won't do it. And so they figured out a way to get revenge on this guy. And it's through this ginned up controversy about a documentary that no one has watched.
I haven't watched it. I mean, if you've watched 75 minutes of this 3.5 hour thing, you've watched a hell of a lot more than I have, or most of the people weighing in on this have. We're told it's anti-Semitic. Maybe that's true. Maybe they get to that in hour 3. But he didn't endorse the film. He just tweeted out the link to the film, which you pointed out in a piece. It has been released by Amazon. Like, you can get it right now on Amazon. He yesterday, again, he wasn't apologetic. He was kind of like, look, I didn't exactly mean offense, but I tweeted it out, and, you keep asking me these, to weigh in on these words, like trying to label me is basically what he's saying. And I don't accept your label. And it's like shades of Kanye, who found himself in a similar situation and was kind of like, I don't accept your labels. But Kyrie's done very little compared to all the statements Kanye's made. Here's just a little bit more of Kyrie Irving yesterday sounding off about himself. This is kind of interesting. Saw it too.
I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return, figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things, because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic, and doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be, looking everyone in the eye and telling the truth, that I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language, until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower, because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from, like a tree with roots.
What's going on there?
Look, Kyrie Irving is most likely, although he has not stated it directly, he's a follower of the Black Hebrew Israelites. And that's a religious sect, a group, it's kind of disjointed, that believes American Black people are the true Jews. It's not a belief that I share or find accurate or even relevant. But this man and these people have the right to believe whatever they want to believe. This country is founded on freedom, religious freedom. Yesterday on my show, I talked about Patrick Henry and how his statements about his Christian faith and how this nation was founded on Christian principles. But, and that's why we grant religious freedoms to everyone else. You can believe whatever you want. Far-fetched, as stupid as you want to be, you can do it. That's what America has been about and needs to remain to be about, because it's a slippery slope we're going down. If people get to define, well, that's out of bounds, you can't believe that. We're already seeing the slippery slope. If you think that something screwy went on with the 2020 elections, you're not allowed to think that. And we're going to come up with this false narrative that January 6th was as bad as Pearl Harbor and it's one of the worst days in the history. And we're going to put people in jail for years over a mostly peaceful protest for people who think that the election wasn't up and up, on the up and up. And people should be allowed to think that. Ashley Babbitt shouldn't have been killed because she thought that. And so this slope, and those of us that call ourselves, and again, I'm not, those of us is a tricky word for me, but anyway, people that are political conservatives, Trump supporters, it's like they want us, and those, because I am a Trump supporter, although I've never voted, I am a Trump supporter, and I could care less who that bothers. Everything Donald Trump does, I don't agree with. And so I'm sure that Kyrie has the right to his Black Hebrew Israelite views or what he thinks about that documentary. He doesn't have to believe every word in it. He can take out what the stuff that he thinks is appropriate and good for him and support that the same as I do when I support Donald Trump. Would I prefer Donald Trump do less things over Twitter and have this position or that position? But overall, I support Donald Trump. I'll take all the bad because I think it's outweighed, in my view, by the good. He probably feels that way about his religion. And so I'm a lifelong Christian. I used to go to hear Louis Farrakhan sermons when I was in college. I didn't endorse everything Louis Farrakhan said. Louis Farrakhan would be talking about white people are the devil. And at the time, I had a white girlfriend. I didn't think white people are the devil. But what I did like about Louis Farrakhan is he kept telling Black men to take responsibility for your communities, your family, yourself. Quit looking for handouts and stand up and be a man. That attracted me to him. As a Christian, lifelong, a Christian now. He had some repugnant thoughts, but there were some things that he did believe in that I certainly believe in to this day. Men need to take responsibility for themselves, their families, their children, their communities.
Is your business still using spreadsheets and emails to manage important sales commission? Is your support and operations staff stretched thin? Are your salespeople constantly trying to piece together the puzzle for what they're going to get paid for and what's potentially missing? Hassle. Well, this is where ClearComp comes in. ClearComp is a one-stop shop for your business to manage sales commission documentation like commission plan info, product info, and facts. It's basically a sales operations and sales enablement dream platform. ClearComp works seamlessly with your billing, CRM, ERP, and HR systems, all with the goal of helping your organization become more efficient and helping your sales team become more productive. Their dashboards and tools help you identify low-hanging fruit, what opportunities are hot, where you can improve. And as a salesperson, no more black box commission statements and no more hunting around for the latest and greatest decks and one-sheeters. Modernize your sales organization today by visiting clearcomp.com. That's ClearComp.com. Book a demo and tell them I sent you. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.